Hey guys, happy Monday. Welcome back. I'm excited to have you here today. Can you tell the look on my face? Clearly, I don't think I'd be good at poker. All right, so today we're going to talk about some mindfulness practices that you can employ in your everyday life when your mind is feeling anxious and you just need some sort of calm. So there's 5 main ones that I typically use, and they're super easy. Anybody can do them, and they only take a couple minutes, if that. So let's jump right in. The very first one is music therapy. Who doesn't love music? But it's the type of music. Have you ever listened to a song that maybe, it pops up on the radio or your Spotify or whatever, and it has memories attached to it? And, memories aren't always a bad thing, but certain memories can certainly spark certain feelings, right? And I think it's important for us to remember that we are the creators of our day. We are in control of our day and what we choose to do and say and also listen to. So, going back to the song, right? The song pops on the radio, and maybe for whatever reason, before you know it, you're bawling your eyes out. Now, there's nothing wrong with crying. That's healthy, but it's probably not going to uplift you or your mood, right? So, while it's good to feel those feelings sometimes, there are other things that we could be listening to probably to cheer us up. So one of the things that I recommend is thinking about songs that when they come on your radio or whatever, you just can't avoid but moving with them. And you kind of start to move and groove. A smile comes across your face. You can feel this upbeat thing rising inside of you. I encourage you to go onto your music platform, whether it's Pandora or Spotify, and make a happy playlist. Literally take all of the songs that you can possibly find that are upbeat and uplifting and put those on a playlist. And what I encourage you to do from there is, if you're having a day where your mood is feeling low, or you're just even feeling susceptible to getting into a bad mood, maybe you're not in a bad mood, but you feel like on the verge, pop on the playlist and see what it does for your mood and how it can instantly change, because you're in control. So put on something that's ultimately going to make you feel good and feel happy, instead of listening to the song that's going to have you go through a whole box of tissues. All right, so that's my first one, music therapy. Number 2, scribbling or doodling, depends. Scribbling. Scribbling your thoughts and or feelings. So I was a former teacher, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure we've all at some point seen that 2-year-old just crayon in hand, just getting after it on the paper, But have you ever just stood there and thought, something about that seems wildly freeing? Just literally letting go on a piece of white, untapped printer paper. So my next suggestion is to either doodle or even just scribble your thoughts or your feelings or your mood. It can be a beautiful picture that you end up drawing. It could literally be just angry scribbles on a paper. I've done all of them from one range to the other, and surprisingly, it can make you feel relieved afterwards. So I definitely encourage you to give that one a try. That one literally could take 30 seconds. There was a period where I was doing a drawing challenge in October called Inktober, and it's a drawing a day, which can be really tedious. So there was a time where I limited myself to 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds to doodle whatever this prompt is. And you can do the same thing and limit yourself to 30 seconds of just kind of getting your thoughts and feelings down. And who doesn't have 30 seconds to stop and do this in a day, right? So there's no excuses for not having the time. Give it a try. Number 3. Turn down the volume. Turn it down. Society can be loud and imposing. I am loud and can be imposing. I am so loud. I am so loud that on top of my own listening to my own voice all day, there's all of this stuff going on around me all the time. I'm on conference calls. There's the TV. There's ringtones. There's music. There's the people that I run into in my daily life. If I'm scrolling on Facebook and, the videos have sound, it's just like constant stimulation, especially with our mobile devices typically always being right in our hands. So I highly encourage you to find quiet in your day. I mean, absolute silence. Some of the most beautiful moments that you can experience are in absolute silence. Excuse me. I know this is why some people meditate. They're thinking about things while they are in this silence. I'm not even telling that you have to think about anything. I just encourage you to really tap into this place of peace. For me, I actually like to do it when I'm driving. Sometimes just like the hum of the road can be really peaceful for me. But especially if I'm driving, I'm going to or from somewhere, right? And usually that involves people and some sort of engagement. So it can be really nice to then just take this time to mentally decompress and either that or right before I go to bed. I like to have some really quiet alone time. I'll have my window open even, and I live by a highway, so I just hear this road noise, but it's almost like really comforting white noise. Easier for me. I'm not a parent, right? So if you have kids, quiet time, I'm sure is really hard. But that's why if you're ever in the car by yourself, maybe dropping one kid off one place or whatever, take even just a few minutes, no music, and tap into some quiet. It can do a world of good for you and your psyche. All right, so that's our third one. Number 4. It's called Game of Fours. So notice 4 things in your day that generally would go unnoticed. So firing up your senses. And maybe it's the sound of children giggling while riding their bikes. The fresh scent of that new Bath and Body Works hand soap that you just love and can't get enough of. Or your coworkers super hearty laughter over the cubicle, something that can just make you smile. The brightest flower in your garden. Or maybe the sun just popped out at just the right time when you needed that little boost. It's the little things. And for me, when these little things pop up in my day, it's God's way of just reminding me that He's always there to cheer me on. They can look all kinds of ways and all kinds of days, but the little things are the ones in common. And they help you just feel more grateful for living life. So I encourage you every day, 4 things. Just tap into 4 little things around you that just bring a little smile to your face. It also gives you this sense of gratitude, which we'll talk about in another session, but it's really good for your mental health to experience and practice gratitude. Okay, last one, number 5. Give 5. Not a high five, although you could. That's actually nice too, and it kind of goes with what I'm going to say, but smile. I'm a smiler. I love smiling at people. I love smiling in general. I am a pretty happy person. I also have no problem talking to strangers, but then again, I could like have a full-blown conversation with the wall. So smile at 5 random people, intentionally making that eye contact at someone that you don't know can unintentionally make their day. Seriously. And despite what the internet may reveal, civility and kindness actually never go out of fashion. So we should all give it a try. But smiling at another person can have this really awesome ripple effect. And it not only improves your own health, but your well-being in others too. Or your well-being, but you're also creating well-being in others. So the reason why you smile back at a stranger when you see them on the street is that it's like contagious. Smiling is contagious. So if someone smiles at you, typically you smile back, right? But why not be the person who starts that? Be the one who plants that seed of a smile first. And just see how it impacts your day, whether it's the cashier or just someone that you're hopefully opening and holding the door for, because we are just kind individuals. And reflect on how you feel after doing that. On all of these things, I always encourage you, especially with anything that I am talking about, to take some time and reflect on how you feel after the fact. But essentially, when we purposely devote time and attention to mindfulness practices daily, we are promoting inner peace and awareness. Slowing down means we appreciate the simple pleasures of life. Most importantly, getting out of the busyness grounds us in the present so that we can leave autopilot behind. And as someone who could literally function decently well on autopilot, I think sometimes it's really healthy to remind us to turn that off and tap in to some of these smaller, beautiful things going on around us that we could either be noticing and enjoying, or that we could be a part of and really helping other people enjoy their day too. So I'm all about spreading kindness. We talk about mental health, and I think that we know that so many people are not like in the best place. And even if you're in a good place, you could be having a bad day. Like, that shit happens. So, like, do what you can to be the ray of sunshine in the world when the days can be kind of gloomy. Just when I thought I was done, had to come back for more. Basically, I just wanted to mention that I went ahead and put some links in the description for some happy playlists. That way that if you feel like you need something now, you don't have to spend forever making a playlist. There's just something that you can go ahead and tap into in the interim. And I wanted to make it easy for you. So thanks again for listening, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Make it a good week.